Hi, how are you today? This is Darren from EnglishTuition.org. Now in today's video, I want to say a quick word about watching the World Cup, since everyone is watching the World Cup now as I speak, right? Is currently in full force. And I recently have a student that comes up to me and said that because his lesson starts from 4 to 6 p.m. and he comes up to me and says that his favorite team is going to play in the 6 p.m. match. And he asked for permission to go off early. At first I didn't respond to that. Then he followed up and said that, oh, actually my father gave me the permission and said that if you allow me to go, I can go off the lesson early to go and catch my World Cup. And I said that's not the proper thing to do, because this is the time that's allocated for the lesson, and in any case it's a paid lesson, right? We should not abuse this opportunity, right? And we should use it for what it's meant to do, which is for you to come here and learn during the lesson. So I said no. Unfortunately, he didn't take it very well, and when it comes time for him to go, which is roughly around 5:30, because he needs to travel back to be able to catch the match, he just quietly, without permission, packed everything, stood up, and he was ready to go. And I was asking him, hey, where are you going? Right, the lesson is still ongoing, right? And he said, oh, but I wanted to catch the World Cup match. But seeing that he's really adamant about going off to catch the match, I said to him, alright, you can go, but here's some extra work for you. And then after the episode, I actually gave the feedback to the father, and I discovered that the father did not say anything, to that tune. The father actually told him that he has to complete the lesson, right, before he can go and catch his match. So I think this communication between the tutor and the parent is very important, because as we know, kids, they are perfectly capable of coming up with stories to tell just so that they can get what they want. But that's not the main point that I want to make in this video. The point that I really want to get across is that should we allow something like the World Cup, right, which is supposed to be a good thing and is a great source of entertainment, to distract us from the actual work that we do? The lesson for students to learn is that they should eventually learn to be more independent in terms of making the decisions as to what is important to them. So if there's something more important to complete during that moment or during that period of time, then please go ahead and do the important thing first. World Cup, you can always catch it later, right? You can catch the replay. Understand that it is a form of entertainment and it is a form of leisure, right? And if you have something important that you need to complete, it takes a mature person to make that decision, okay, and to do the right thing, and to make sure that and to not procrastinate, right, and to make sure that the job is completed in time. And in any case, the World Cup itself is not just a form of distraction, right? It is a very positive thing. It is an international event, and I think there are some benefits for letting the students to catch the World Cup. I always encourage students to take, especially the older students who have moved into the secondary school levels, to take an active interest in the community, because when I try to teach them about essay writing and even about reading and comprehension, what I find lacking in many students is that their general knowledge of the current affairs is quite weak. So when we want to discuss certain issues that's ongoing, like for example the World Cup, they just give me blank looks, right? They just look at me blankly, and they're unable to respond in an intelligent manner. And this has adverse effects on their grades, and obviously, right, when it comes to writing, if you cannot generate the content, then it's very difficult to score in the paper. And it goes the same for oral as well. If you have nothing intelligent to say, you cannot generate an intelligent response, then the likelihood of you doing well in the exam is very low, right? So I do encourage students to participate actively. For after all, if you look at the World Cup, it is a form of sports. Can we discuss sports in a way that is intellectually stimulating, right? For example, maybe we can ask our kids, right, what do you think of sports as a career, right? Especially in the local context. Do you think Singapore will ever get to play in the World Cup? Do you think sports, competitive sports especially, is good for health? I think these are the kind of questions that we can expose our students to, and we can get them to think about these issues beforehand. So if we do not give the students these experiences and give them the opportunity to consider these issues beforehand, then it is very unlikely that they are able to come up with a very mature response when it comes time for them to write an essay or to answer an oral question during the oral examination. So by all means, go and watch the World Cup. It can definitely help with the academic progress if you look at it from the perspectives that I've just described. And I think the World Cup definitely can have a positive impact on a child's overall development and the improvement in the academic grades as well. So that's my 2 cents on watching the World Cup. Hope you have enjoyed the content in this video. I look forward to seeing you and talking to you in the next video. Bye.